Hey there guys, how's it going and welcome to an Ark Survival Evolved video on the Xbox One. This is one that everyone's been asking me for ever since last night when this new update here. We're going to be talking about the admin commands, the console commands that are now in Xbox, and I know that they can be a little bit overwhelming if you just Google search all the console commands. So I'm going to share with you what I think are the most important, the ones that I think you guys are going to use the most, and hopefully it'll be in a digestible way. We're just going to go through them quite easily, but there is a ton of stuff in this update that I will go over eventually, obviously, so be sure to be subscribed to the channel if you want to check out all of the update stuff, as well as obviously all the SOTF stuff and Ark playthroughs and what have you. So here you can see top right hand corner of the menu screen, it says you've got the woolly rhino, the Eriptid Dunkulistus, I guess I'd say that one, it's a bit of a difficult one, swamp and snow caves, extinction event servers, which is very cool, console commands, player admins, as well as some frame rate improvements and bug fixes. Obviously we're going to look at the console commands today. Before we go into the console commands, let's just have a look at the new host options. This is obviously for single player, or if you're going to be hosting a server with other people, and the difference here is that now you can manually input these numbers over here on the right hand side. So you can see I've pushed these up to 10 and so on. I don't know how high they'll go. I don't know if you put like 1,000,000 in. I'm sure there's probably like a 2 or 3 digit limit, but that is something that is a little bit different. If you don't understand all of these things here, I've got a video specifically talking about this. I'll leave an annotation on the screen, link in the description. There's going to be a lot in links in the description in this one. There's going to be an annotation on the screen where you can go and watch the video where I explain all of this stuff in detail. But for this one, let's get into the game. Let's show you some of the most important admin commands. So here we are in my single player world, and you might be thinking, Jay, how have you painted that Argentavis behind you? You can now actually admin paint your dinos. A lot of people didn't realize this with this update, and it's something I'm going to be showcasing in a different video. So if you want to watch that, and I'll show you how you can paint your dinos, there's going to be another annotation on screen for that. So let's get on with the admin commands, the ones I think you guys are going to find the most useful. So to access the console commands, you just press start, and here you can see admin command in here. Now, the first one I'm going to show you are a couple of graphical ones that I really like. So you can take off the bloom from the game, which can be very, very annoying. So it's just r.bloom quality. And obviously, you might want to consider getting yourself a chat pad, or I've heard some people have got the Google Glass going on and set up a keyboard with it. And you do r.bloom, oh sorry, that's boom. We want bloom quality 0, and this will take away the bloom that is around, which is a little bit annoying. There you can see there, that took the bloom away. Very, very good for when things are just getting annoyingly in your face. And if you want to put it back on, you just put 1 in the end. So another good one is r.lightshafts 0, so light shafts. I have actually got a chat pad, but I find it's not too slow just doing it like this, to be honest. So light shaft as well, you won't notice that at first, but that's very, very important when you're especially at night time. The moon has these really annoying light shafts to it that takes it off. Now, I haven't tried gamma, so let's try that one out, actually. I haven't tried that. Normally this will work on PC, so let's try gamma 3. No, I don't think it's to work because it's got its own custom one. But anyway, those are a couple of graphics ones. Another cool graphics one that you can do is check out the FPS that you're getting. So you can go stat space FPS, and this will show you how many FPS you're getting. Now, also, in case you don't want to watch me go through all of these, here you can see I'm getting like 29, 30, nothing great at the moment. But in case you don't want to see all of these or go through every single one with me, I'm going to leave a link in the description below to a paste bin where all of these are going to be written down. So if you don't want to watch this whole video or go through them, we can just have a look at that, or have a look at that while I'm doing this as well. So what ones are you going to want? So the most important ones, I suppose the ones that you guys are going to want to know the most, are like infinite stats and God mode and whatever, and all of that is pretty easy. Some of these things I would highly recommend putting on God mode or infinite stats before you try out some of the other stuff, because I'm going to show you guys how to teleport, how to fly, and all of that stuff. Now, it seems like you don't always need to put cheat in the beginning, but it didn't seem to work for all of them. I'm just going to do it just to be safe, because if you put cheat in the beginning, it seems to always work, and if you don't, it's just most of the time it works. So we're going to go infinite stats, which is my favorite. So let's go infinite stats, and this is very similar to God. Oh no, I keep spelling it wrong. Sorry, trying to commentate and do this at the same time is a little bit difficult. Right, infinite stats. This will give you infinite stats, as you can imagine. So if you apply that, now right now, as you can see, as I'm running around, my stamina is not going down at all. My weight won't go down, my stamina won't go down, and all of that good stuff. Let's actually fly away a little bit, because the frame rate's quite bad here, obviously, where there's so much going on over here. So let's go over to the coast instead. So this will give you infinite stats. Why is this different to God mode? The main difference with this and God mode is that you will actually hit stuff still. So if I just go with my fist, you'll still hit stuff and you'll still get like a confirmation that you're hitting it. But when you go God mode, you won't get that. Also, if you've been torpored out by like a snake or something, if you do infinite stats, it'll just smash your torpor up or your stamina all the way up, or torpor all the way down, so that you'll instantly wake up as well. So you've got cheat infinite stats, and obviously you've got cheat God as well for basically God mode. If you want to take it off, it should work that you just put it in again. I should have actually just kept it there. Let's have a look. Infinite stats, ATS. Right, so technically if I do that again, it should take it off. I haven't managed to take it off, but I think if you do like 0 or 1, there's going to be a way to take it off. I'll leave it in the description down below. Right, next one that's kind of useful and you're all going to want to know is how do you spawn stuff in. This is by far the most useful thing. It's quite easy to do as well. So I don't think you need to put cheat at the beginning, but we're going to do it anyway. All you do to spawn stuff in is you do cheat space give item num, and this is quite easy to remember because num obviously stands for number. It's just short for number. I wondered what it was at first. I was like, num, why does it have that? But it stands for number, because the next thing you're going to put in is a space and then the number of the thing that you want. Now, to find out all the numbers for all the stuff in the game, again, I've linked it down below. I use a website called Jurassic Ark, I think it is. There's loads of websites out there with all the values of stuff on, but I use that one, so I'm going to link that down below. And I think number 1 is a simple pistol. So how this next bit works is what you do, you put the ID of what you want, then you put the amount that you want. So say we want 2 pistols, then you put the quality of it. Now this can be anywhere from 1 to 100. Now if you do number 1, it's going to be like a primitive pistol. If you do number 10 and upwards, you're going to start getting like Mastercraft and Ascendant. And if you do 100, it's going to be something that's absolutely ridiculous. So let me show you. We'll do an Ascendant, basically one of the best things you can get in the game. And then the last one is either a 1 or a 0. You put number 1 if you want it to be a blueprint, and you put 0 if you want it to be the actual item. So here we're going to have number 1, which is a pistol. We're going to have 2 of them. They're going to be the highest quality, and it's going to be the actual item, not a blueprint. So let's do that, and then we'll just put admin command, give it a second, and then you can see up the top it's done the little pistol symbol, and we've got 2 of them. So let's go to my inventory now, and here you'll see these are absolutely ridiculous pistols with 266% weapon damage. So there you go. That's how you spawn in basically whatever you like. Most of the stuff is in there, and here I've done a blueprint with an Ascendant rifle as well. Now, as you can see, it might not be worth doing this because the Ascendant stuff, when you put in like 100, it's going to mean you have to get so many materials to actually make it. You're probably not even going to be actually able to make it in the game. So if you are going to do stuff like that and you do want like Ascendant style stuff, I would recommend probably putting in number 10. So let's do a little experiment here. We'll change it to number 10, and this will still be good. Anything above 10, and you're starting to get into the higher end stuff. And we'll actually make this a blueprint, so we're going to change that to 1 at the end. So this should be a blueprint. Let's just resume. And yeah, it was a blueprint. So here you can see we've got a blueprint for a Mastercraft pistol. I mean, look at that. Weapon damage, 226%. So, but this one, look, as you can see, it's actually kind of makeable. 800 ingots, 71 wood, 200 hide, compared to this one, which I did 100 for. As you can see, the stuff you need to make that is absolutely ridiculous. Right, so that's how you spawn all the items in. If you need any more help with that, there's loads of help around. But basically, cheat space, give item num, and then the numbers. Let's just go over it one more time. So the ID, how many you want, the quality, and then either blueprint or the actual item. Pretty simple. I mean, I've memorized all of this. I do a lot of admin stuff on my servers, so It's easy for me, but you can obviously come back to this video and find that out. So let's look at some of the other important ones and ones you might want. A very, very useful one is the ghost ability. This is great for either if you're stuck and you need to get out of somewhere, or if maybe there's one of those drops that's stuck in a rock that you can't break. So we're going to show the ghost command. So this one is just cheat ghost. Let's just type this in. And this will just allow you, as you would think, it allows you to fly and also go through things. So I've just done it there. Here you can see, obviously I'm flying and I should be able to just go straight through this rock. So this is very, very useful if you get caught, you know, stuck down somewhere, or you just want to go inside and see what's behind something, especially if you're adminning a server and say you don't want to take over someone's base, but you want to see what's inside it, make sure everything's legit, then you can just ghost through. Now to get out of this, what you should do is just do cheat space walk. Now be careful with this because remember you're flying, so you want to have infinite stats on before you do this in case you fall down and you end up hurting yourself. But as long as you've got God mode on or infinite stats, you should be absolutely fine. So we're going to get on to spawning some dinos in a second, but let me show you a couple more useful ones. We're going to destroy my target. If you need to kill yourself a wild dino or something like that, I will show you this one and it can be useful. So you can either do cheat kill or cheat destroy my target. Let's see if we can get this one. So we'll do cheat. Now destroy my target is generally for things that aren't alive, but it will work on animals. So if you want to destroy a wall or something like that, you would use this, destroy my target. But on most things, you can just do, let's have a look, admin command. There you go. It just makes it disappear. Now you can do cheat space kill as well. I don't really need to show you that one. I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, the other really, really cool one that they've put in is destroy wild dinos. So say I don't want this cheeky Carno here, or maybe you've had the problem, obviously, of where all of your dinos in your world aren't as high level as you want them to be, or you just want to, you know, you just want to get rid of them. I don't think you need to do cheat on this one either. Let's just try it without cheat. So let's do destroy wild dinos. Now, this is good, and this is what I've always wanted, but beware. Hold on, is it destroy wild dinos? Yeah, it is destroy wild dinos. Beware of this one. If you're playing single player, this only destroys the dinos that are within render distance. So let me do that admin command. There you can see they just straight up disappeared from there. However, as you can see a little bit further on, all of this is still here. So this is good that they've put this in, but it does mean that you're going to have to go around the whole map still and kill everything within render distance. Obviously, if you're playing on a server or you're running a server, then that's different. But if you're playing single player, that's not going to destroy every wild dino. You are still going to have to go around. Hopefully, they fixed that one. So let's look at spawning in some stuff. Obviously, I've spawned myself in the new woolly rhino and I force tamed it. So how do you spawn in a dino and how do you force tame it? Well, spawning in a dino is very, very easy, but spawning in a custom level dino takes a little bit more work. So we're just going to go and spawn in a normal dino. Obviously, all of this, again, is going to be linked in the paste bin below the video, but it's just cheat space and then we summon. We want to summon something. Then space and then it's the name of whatever it is. Let's do the rhino actually. I was going to do Rex, but I don't want to Rex because it'll probably start eating me and just running all over the place. So you do whatever it's called in game. A lot of them are quite self-explanatory. Then you do an underscore. Then it's character. Underscore again, then BP, underscore, and then C. Oh, we don't want a space there. So no spaces here in this bit. And then that should spawn in a rhino, which is very cool. So this is spawned in. If you do it like that, it's going to be a random level anywhere. It could be anywhere based on what your difficulty set is at. So my difficulty setting is set at 1. So this will be anywhere between 1 and 120. And what do you know? It's right in between it. So say I want to force tame this. I just go up to it again. I do the admin commands and you just do space slash force tame, cheat space force tame. But I bet this one will work without me doing the cheat as well. So let me just do this, force tame. Let's see if that works. We'll have to do cheat first. There you go. You didn't have to do cheat for that one. And also, when you force tame a dino, it does a perfect tame on it. Absolutely perfect tame. And you can ride it without a saddle. So that's pretty good. So let me think. Anything else? If you want to do a custom level dino, it is a little bit more difficult. Let me do a easy one before I show you that. Another easy one is to change the time of day. So let's do that one. It's just set time of day. Time of day, and then it's the 24-hour clock. So let's make it nighttime. Where is that? Cheat set time of day. There we go. I didn't have to put the cheat in on that. There you go. It worked. I didn't have to put the cheat in on that one. Although, oh, there we go. That's fine. You can also take shadows off as well by doing r.shadowQuality space 0. I did that though, and it kind of messed up the graphics a little bit. So the only other one that I can think that might be very useful to you guys is the teleporting one. To use the teleport, I've linked down below jdimensional.com/arc-map. Use that website, click on an area on the map you want to go to, and then you just type that into this console command. It's pretty straightforward. I don't really need to show that to you. You guys will see that that works absolutely fine. The final ones, apart from, we'll do this custom level dino in a second. The other one I wanted to tell you guys about was a request spectator. If you want to spectate, you can do request spectator space 123. But I don't want to do that, because if you do request spectator, it will kill your character and then you'll have to respawn back in. So I don't want to do that right now. But again, there's going to be these and a few more listed in the description of the video. So let's spawn in a custom level dino. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I have got my infinite stats on. Let's go and spawn in a high level Giga just for a bit of fun. And we're going to force tame it as well. Well, that took absolutely forever, but I hope you guys appreciate that. I did a Giga, spawned in a level 200 Giga. You can see the admin command here. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculously long, but I highly suggest if you want to do this, maybe you do them all at the same time, or obviously if you can get yourself a keyboard or whatever to do this, it's going to make it a lot easier. But after it took me forever to type that in, I'm going to delete that, and we're just going to force tame this. And I'll have myself a nice high level gear as well, which is pretty cool. Force tame, I'm sure that'll work. Let's have a look. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. That has worked. Beautiful. And now I can ride him as well. So this thing's going to have some crazy stats. 32,000 health. Not too bad. Level 300, because have some fun with this. Another little thing as well is while you're riding these, this is a very good tip for if you're on something that's quite fast as well. You can then do cheat fly while you're on this, although bear in mind once we fall down afterwards, this is going to be a problem. We can probably just do fly, to be honest. Let's do cheat fly and put that in. And we should be able to fly on the Giga. Yeah, there you can see you can fly with the Giga. And you can get around the map like this as well, which is pretty cool. This thing's out of stamina. So I highly recommend putting infinite stats on at the same time if you're going to do that. And then to get out of there, you just change fly to walk. And then it will be back down on the ground. So that is it for this video, guys. If there's anything else you guys may be unsure of, or you've seen other people doing, you'd like to know how you spawn it in or whatever, I'll let you know how to do that. But again, like I said, I'm going to do a separate video for how to actually paint your dinos. So there's going to be an annotation on screen to that one. Make sure you check out that. Don't forget to smash that like button if you found this video useful. Maybe share it with your friends and whatever, so they can get some advice on how they do all this stuff if they're not sure. And all the links are down in the description below for all of these ones. I'm not only going to list what ones I think are the most useful, but also the websites I use to find out my admin commands. But that's it for me for now, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.